Good afternoon from the boogie down South Bronx. This is Ramoni in the Bronx. Ramoni in the Bronx. Just want to cover something regarding an item that I just purchased a couple weeks ago from Amazon, which is a filter system, a Vitapur filter system that goes right over our cooling system. This is the cooling systems that I have. The Glacier Bay cooling dispenser, which we've had for about a year. We've been using water. At first, we would get water from Cola Springs. Then later on, we began getting the water from a nearby supermarket, where they had a Glacier Bay a water dispenser. Basically, it would fill up the whole bottle here for about $1.75. It had about 6 or 7 filtering system, which was a good deal. After a while, there were some difficulties with the machine where we would have to wait for the machine at the store to be serviced. So I was looking for a backup plan. Well, it turned out that I saw this item. On Amazon. Became very interested, and I ordered. It's a filtering system, and it goes right over most water cooler dispensers. So I purchased it. I followed the instructions. These two pieces are separate pieces. The water you pour in here, it filters through here, and then it goes right through here into your water cooler. So, but what I had to do was to remove a particular part of the water cooler, which the water cooler that I have from Glacier Bay has this spike portion of it, so I had to remove this portion out. Pardon the mess on the table, and also I removed this part, which was all part of the cooler. Here, let me figure how to get this out using one hand. Okay. So I removed this from the water cooler that I had. So I placed it, and it appeared to fit nicely over the our water cooler, and I was happy. I was happy at first. I would pour the water. There's a particular point you can't go over, otherwise it'll start leaking out this area right here. Also, you could gauge it by using this as a measuring point of reference. That way you don't go over. All right. So what happened in my case is I kept filling it, and it would go up to here, and then it would go down. And at first I thought, well, maybe the water was going down because it was going to a reservoir in the cooler. Also, possibly the family were already using it. Now, before, I felt a little bit uneasy because after reading some reviews on Amazon, there were people that were having difficulties with leakage. So it occurred to me that might be an issue, and it would not be wise for me to wait overnight and find water all over the laminated floor here. Well, before I went to bed, I checked, and that's what happened. Water was leaking. It was before I put this bin here, by the way, and it had a good portion of water had gone into the laminated floor. I have one of my a nice piano finished type of laminated floor system, and flooring, and some portions did raise. I don't know if you could probably see it, but some portions did raise up, which I'll figure out how to do I got some backup panels in my man cave, and I could always replace those if it's not super noticeable, but it's somewhat annoying. You see, I don't know if you can see that, but it's somewhat annoying. So I just removed this. I lifted this into the bathtub, drained it. I contacted the company. Eventually, I contacted the company, and I told them what happened, and if they had any troubleshooting for me that was not quite published, or I just couldn't find on the social media or on the internet. So I made a new friend on YouTube. His I guess the username is Completely Random Review, which he started a video on the same item I have, and he got to the point of unpacking it, putting it together, and but I didn't quite see what he did with this portion. So he was nice enough, and I asked him, what did he do when he dealt with this part, removing these portions from his existing cooler or water cooler dispenser? And he was nice enough to do a part 2, which I really appreciated. Now the company gave me a case number because I was requesting if they could send me a collar that would fit the portion of their filter system. All right, so I'm still waiting for, they said delivering within 5 or 7 days. I'm not sure if they meant that they were actually going to send me a collar that would fit the Glacier Bay cooler, and also that would go with their particular product. But in watching completely random YouTube video, he pointed out something now which made me think where I had gone wrong. Okay, he pointed out that to make sure that this particular item was correct, and that there was a little silicone piece, and I just don't want to take this apart right now, but there was a silicone piece right here that you had to make sure that it was on right. Then, which made me look, and what I saw was inside here, there's also a cylinder similar to this one out here, but it's inside, and it actually lifts up when the water gets up to a level, and it actually stops the water from coming down until it's ready to receive more water, which made me think, now this is where I think I may have gone wrong. What I think my mistake was when I had removed the collar that's part of the Glacier Bay water cooler. I left this piece. On because I saw that it had a silicone whatchamacallit there, and I think my mistake is, even though I left it in there, one of these was protruding. I think that this may have impaired this piece from its function, and I suspect that when that happened, the water would overflow inside the water cooler inner casing, and the water was coming through the back. Now what I did is I removed this piece, and I just somewhat trusted the filter system again, and filled it up with water. I went to the nearest 99-cent store, and I picked up a bin just in case to try it out. And you know what? I have been filling it up to here. I guess my daughters and wife had used a lot of the water today, but I left it up to here. It actually was able to fill it up to here. I didn't dare to go beyond, but it's been doing pretty good. It's been doing pretty well. I'm going to leave this bin here for a while, but I don't think I'm gonna need any specialized color. If they do send me a specialized color, I will share with you all. But my shout out to a completely random review, because he gave me a good insight, and I much appreciate it. Okay, God bless you there on the other side of the world, down under over there, and blessings, and so much appreciated, because I really was thinking of sending the item back, but it's working out well, and we do like the taste of the water. We think that we may get more than our money's worth. All right, so anyway, I thought I'd post this, and I'll keep you all updated if there's anything that I receive that might be useful to you all regarding this particular product. All right, you all take care. All right, bye-bye.